Young Show, starring Loretta Young.
Hello. You know, your letters are a very important part of this program. And tonight, for instance, they have brought about the meeting of a hulking, handsome 6'4" cowboy and a sheltered, shrinking 5'4" violet.
Dora. Oh, yes, she's coming. She has a lively interest in the subject. Yes. Well, goodbye. Are you ready, Eudora?
Dora, Father, I have a terrible cold that I just...
Eudora, are you talking to yourself again?
No, Father, I died. Come in. Come in, Father.
My dear, what is it?
Oh, Father, I had the most terrible cold. I could hardly breathe.
But you were all right when I wakened you.
Yes, I know. It came on me all of a sudden.
Oh, good gracious. I'll call the doctor, yes, and then I'll tell Beatty to make other arrangements for transportation.
Oh, no, Father, don't do that. No, I've got a fever, as they feel. It's just that if I went, I'd just feel so miserable. Oh. But you have to be there. You have the first lecture.
I can't go away and leave you like this.
Oh, Father, I'll be fine. Just fine.
No, but I can't leave you in the house alone.
Oh, Father, I'm 20 died. Remember?
I know. I'll call your cousin Marion and ask her to come and stay with you.
Oh, no, Father, no. Don't do that. I'll take care of everything. I promise you I will. Dr. Beatty's waiting for you. You better go, Father. You'll be late.
Yes, it's a 114-mile drive. It'll take at least 4 hours.
Yes, I know it will.
Yes, now, you be sure and call Marion.
Yes, Father, I will.
Yes.
I will.
Goodbye, my dear. I hope you'll feel better soon.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, goodbye.
Goodbye, Father. I did it. I finally got up enough nerve to do it. There he goes. And I don't have to go to the seminar. Oh, how wonderful. 2 weeks. 2 weeks all to myself. Oh, 14 days to do just what I want to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I won't have to listen to one word about Mr. Browning. Poor father. Grow old along with me, for the best is yet to be. It's all right for you, Mr. Browning. You had Elizabeth, but I only have Father. And I don't want to grow old with Father. Now, who should I call? Miriam? No, that'd just be more of Father's talk. I know. Johnny. No, after the way Father sneered at him, probably wouldn't even talk to me now. I could call Joe at the library. Oh, no. That wouldn't work either. Library thinks I'm at the seminar. Seminar thinks I'm here sick. Here I really am, talking to myself again. My, how that annoys Father. I wish I wouldn't do it. Yes?
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're the professor's daughter, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, I've been staying over at the Judsons, and this morning Mrs. Judson got word that 2 carfuls of relatives are arriving from St. Louis at any moment. Oh. So the relatives came in and mag out. Oh. And as I was passing by, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if they'd have a spare room in that big house. Would you now?
Oh, I'm sorry, but my father...
Just for a few days until I finish my shots at the medical center.
You mean it wouldn't be for any more than, say, 2 weeks?
Oh, mercy, no. And if you're worried, I'll talk to your pa about it.
No, he's not here, and he won't be for 2 weeks. Come in. I'll bring your bag.
Oh, thank you, child.
Come right in.
I've only got 3 more shots to go. You know what they're giving me? Cortisones.
Oh.
What's your name, child?
Eudora Digneson. You can use our guest room.
Oh, how wonderful, Doreen, dear. Where is it?
Oh, it's right upstairs. I'll show you.
don't hold with a lot of trappings on a trip, but I do like to have my family around me.
Oh, is that your family?
Mm-hmm, that's them.
Oh, that's sweet. Is that a recent picture?
No, Darlene, no. They're all grown up now.
Oh.
The two girls is married, and that boy is my nephew, Andy.
Oh.
Have you got any brothers or sisters in this big barn of a house?
No, it's just Father and me. My mother died when I was small.
Oh, well, sit down, child. Sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, now, that must be kind of a quiet, lonely life for a pretty young thing like you.
Oh, goodness, I'm not young. I'm 29.
Oh, Darlene, that is young.
I don't think so.
Well, I do. Now, let's see. Where can I put him so I can see him?
What a lovely statue.
Mm-hmm. Say Jude.
Oh?
Wherever I go, he goes with me. Many's the tough time he sees me through.
Oh, he's got a very nice face.
Mm-hmm. He's the saint of the impossible.
Oh.
And right now, we're both working on a project that is impossible.
What's that?
Trying to get my Nandy to settle down to something besides horses and poker.
Horses?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Andy, God help us, is a cowboy.
A cowboy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
Oh,
heaven's
that reminds me. Oh, I've got to call him at Wolf Creek.
Well, there's a phone right out in the hall if you'd like to use it.
Oh, thank you, dear. I'll reverse the charges.
Yes, surely.
Now, this is costing money, Andy, so don't talk. Just listen. Hunt through my bureau drawer and find those baby booties I crocheted and mail them up to me. No, I'm not. Millie Lane's expecting a grandchild. Wait, just a second. Dear? No, not you. What's the address here?
Well, 305 Cypress.
305 Cypress. Have you got that? And stop fiddle-faddling around and get in touch with Betty Jane, you hear? Oh, the back of my hand to you, Andy Hagen. He's impossible. Oh, how I love him. Oh, he's like all the Hagen men, big mouth, noisy, and bossy.
Oh, really? Tell me, is Betty Jane his fiancée?
Well, that depends on whose side you're on, his or hers.
Oh?
She's already sent away to the wholesale house for her silverware.
Oh. Is she pretty?
Well, sort of. She's not your type, Doreen. She's not so gentle and sweet-tempered.
You don't know me, Mrs. Hagen. You don't know how often I feel like shouting and throwing something.
Call me Aunt Mag.
All right.
I bet you never do raise your voice with that professor father of yours around the house.
You don't know my father.
Well, I can guess. Well, I'm off to my shop, dear.
Oh, all right. Aunt Mag, tell me, does St. Jude ever answer prayers from strangers?
Oh, darling, nobody's a stranger to him.
Oh?
But you better be very careful what you ask of him. Because sometimes he answers with a terrible bang.
Oh.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye. I don't know. Maybe you think it's silly that a 29th birthday should loom ahead like a tombstone. But you wouldn't if you were me and had a father who scared away every beau who's ever looked twice at me. Do you think that you could possibly do the impossible for me in 2 weeks? And Meg, did you hear that noise? It sounded like a horse.
It is.
Well, who'll be bringing a horse here?
Somebody that's got a horse, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and that narrows down the field. That's him. Come on, Dorothy, before he wakes up the whole neighborhood.
But Aunt Meg!
Come on, first is the shouting, and then comes the shouting. Oh, Andy.
Mag, grab that package before it drops. It's wrapped. And I got us some fries, too. Oh, I could smell them brown in the skillet the whole last 60 miles.
Andy, you've been at one of your full rodeos. Oh, I could wring your neck.
Now, before I give you a kiss, Andy, dear.
Oh, go on.
No, I can't leave you out. You're a pretty one. Well, don't just stand there, Angel. Do something with these chickens, will you? Mag, you should have seen Don Quixote. He rode that new horse trailer just like it was a baby bunny until he got here. Then he started to kick the sidewalk.
Must be an old maid's dream.
And it wasn't any great shucks as a rodeo, if that'll make you feel any happier, Maggie, my girl.
Yes, we gave you a good chance to show off now, didn't it?
I roped everything in sight, including a couple of goggle-eyed kids, and I won first prize.
Never mind grinning at me, Andy Hagen. Go on, brag about your trophies to Doreen here. I'm sick of the sight of them.
Doreen, huh?
It's really Eudora.
From now on, it's Doreen. My compliments. It's for you.
Oh, I couldn't.
Oh, go on, take it. My mantle's busting with them.
It's only 5, and you know I need 6. One for each one of the kids I'm going to have someday.
Why you couldn't have gone to a hotel and come over here tomorrow morning?
Could have. But, I got in a little game.
Oh, no limit, I suppose.
No limit to the trimming I took. But I did hold one flush that beat the fella from the poultry exhibit, and that's how I won those blue ribbon cockerels there. Angel, they're not going to cook just from the warmth of your pretty hands, you know. And I'm a hungry man.
Oh, well...
Yeah. Well, the least he could have done was pluck them.
Oh.
Mag, why don't you go out in the kitchen and put on a kettle or something while I get better acquainted with Bright Eyes here?
Well, I'm not finished with you, Andy Hagen.
Ah, there's just no living with a woman ever since they pumped her full of those cortisones, or whatever she calls them. Now, go on, Mag, shoot. And no more of your lip. I got my mind on someone else's.
Look, Mr. Hagen, when you eat chicken at 5 o'clock in the morning, do you have all the trimmings, too? I mean, biscuits and honey and potatoes and gravy.
And plenty of coffee.
Oh.
Here, give me those chickens before you put the skin off them.
If you'll excuse me, I think I better see if I can help.
Oh, rein up here, Bright Eyes. Don't you know that Mag is a solitary cook? Besides, I got other plans for you and me.
Oh?
Aiming to keep these as a souvenir?
No, I just didn't know what to do with them.
Oh, well, may I have them?
Yes, surely.
Thank you. Hey, I brought some records along. Always carry my own entertainment with me.
Oh.
One's a waltz about a girl with a blue dress, and the other is a Mexican haraspa. You got a record player?
Yes, I do, but I don't know anything about a Mexican haraspa.
Well, neither did I till last night. Now I'm an expert.
Oh?
Where's the machine? I'll show you.
Well, it's in Father's study.
Well, come on, let's go.
No, I don't think we'd better.
Oh, sanctum sanctorum, huh?
Well,
That
you
doesn't
see...
make any difference. One room's just as good as another as long as you've got an electric plug. Is there one in here?
Yes, there is. Right over there.
Well, swell. Grab the other end of the van. Come on. Ready?
Yeah.
Heave. And...
Oh! Well, I missed.
Oh, no, Bright Eyes, you sit right there and don't you move a muscle. There. Now, come on, Dad.
Oh.
We have... You take that chair and I'll take this. Come on. There we go. Now, I lead, you follow.
Yeah.
I hate girls that lead.
Yeah.
Now, you take Betty Jane. She's a good dancer, but she just got to take over. Now, put out your right foot. All you do is hop up, change feet in time to the music. You ready?
That's fun.
You're a favorite.
What do you mean?
You were born and raised in Mexico and you know it.
Oh, no.
Don't tell me just any old gringo can hop around like that.
Well, you just said lead and I follow, huh?
Well, now that's the technique. Come on, now we twirl. Yep. All right?
That's right.
Right.
Oh,
Back.
there go my shoes.
Pick them up next time around.
Oh! Oh! What was that for?
When I was a little boy, my mother used to kiss me awake. Said that was the best way to greet the morning.
Oh. Is it morning already?
You know, you look pretty good in the morning. I'm afraid I need a shave. It's an old habit. Never shave before breakfast. Hey, that reminds me, I haven't had dinner yet. Hey, Mag, come on and bring it. I'm starving. Do you like fried chicken? Nothing better for breakfast. Ah. You outdid yourself, May. You know, I feel human again.
Human? What's human about hopping around at 5 o'clock in the morning?
It's only time to dance. Isn't it, sweetie?
Well, it has its advantages.
Ah, see, she's talking like a Hagen already. Are you too tired to listen to a story? I'm sure Aunt Mag never told you.
No.
Well, it's about the Hagens, and that includes me. How we built up the Hagen Ranch until fellas from 2 states were coming to buy our Angus bulls and heifers.
Really?
No, I told the Hagens were a bragging lot. Now you're proving it, and I can't stand another minute of it.
Aunt Maggie, you going to bed?
Bed? It's morning. I'm going to go to church.
But it isn't Sunday.
Yes, well, I have to work overtime on top of my big-mouthed nephew. Bye.
Bye, Aunt Maggie.
The sweetest-tempered woman alive. Well, since it's officially morning, I guess I better get a move on, too.
You're not going already, are you?
You can't get rid of me that easy.
Oh.
No, sir. You know where there's a feed store around close?
Feed store?
Mm-hmm. Got to buy some oats for my bronc.
Well, I've never had an occasion to.
No, never mind. If you get some patience, just let him in. He knows some great shaggy dog stories.
Very long, did it?
Oh, you look prettier in a spring morning in the piney woods.
Oh, thank you.
You expecting company?
Oh, I know. But is your horse going to eat his breakfast in the house?
Well, that isn't necessary. He's busy eating up your father's grape arbor.
Well, not now he isn't.
Honey, I know Don Quixote. He's got an appetite like a horse. There's hardly a leaf left, and he's still hungry.
I know. And now he's eating Father's potted plants. See, look.
Oh, quicks. Now, who invited you in? Did you?
Oh, no, of course I didn't.
Shame on you. Now, where's your table manners?
Andy, do something about him, huh?
Don't worry about him, honey. He's harmless. He just knows that it's breakfast time.
Oh?
I couldn't find a feed store, so I bought out all the cereal at the corner grocery.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Angel, could you find me a bucket? We'll find out if he likes cornflakes.
A bucket, huh?
A bucket.
Yes.
Isn't she wonderful, Quicks? Huh? Come on, let's get out of here before we ruin our reputation. Come on, back. Thank you. Now, where's your hand? You know, it was getting awfully lonely over here.
Oh.
All the years Quicks and I have been riding the rodeos, looking over the pretty girls. Then one day Aunt Mag opens the door and, well, there you were. No makeup on, no bathrobe, and your hair every which way.
It was a dressing gown.
Well, that's your opinion, Sassy. I got mine. But I always did want a girl with brown hair and a heart in her voice.
Everything is so fast with you.
Well, life is fast, hon. You just got to reach out and grab a slice so there won't be any left on the plate.
What about Betty Jane?
Fine woman. She thinks I couldn't live without her. I want a girl who can't live without me. And don't change the subject now. We were talking about you.
Oh.
Now, you just go right ahead and talk. You tell me all about you.
Well, where should I begin?
Anywhere. You know, next to having my back scratched, I just love a pretty voice.
And Mag, he's sound asleep. Father. But I didn't expect you, Father.
Obviously. I telephoned you yesterday and received no answer. I then called Marion, and she said she'd never heard from you.
Father, I didn't forget, but the reason I didn't call Marion is because right after you left, I rented a room to a lady.
You rented a room?
Yes, Father. You see, that solved the problem of my staying here alone. And then, but last night, her nephew, Andy, here, he came. Father, he won a roping trophy, and then later he got into a poker game and lost all of his money. And so he came here last night.
I am happy to see that your cold is better, Eudora. You will naturally return with me. But first, we must clear this out of the house. Has this person some name?
This is Andy Hagen. Andy, this is my father.
Hagen. I'm afraid I shall have to disturb you, Mr. Hagen. My daughter and I have a 114-mile drive ahead of us.
Well, maybe I could wake up if I had a cup of coffee, Dow.
Eudora, go upstairs and pack. We shall leave in 10 minutes.
Oh, Father.
And another thing, Eudora, you will please see that your boarder collects her things and leaves the house.
Oh, Father.
Our home is not a rooming house. I will wait for you in the car.
Just a minute, Professor. She can't go with you. You see, the way I had it planned was I was going to spend the rest of the week courting her, and we were going to get married.
You had the audacity to ask Eudora to marry you?
Dora? Oh, you mean Dorleen here? Well, no. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't time. She knew. Didn't you, darling?
Yes.
I see. I'm afraid that I shall have to disappoint you, Mr. Hogan, or whatever your name may be. Unfortunately, your plans cannot include my daughter. Her behavior toward you has been a matter of simple courtesy, I'm sure. I can hardly expect you to understand this, but I have spent considerable time and effort on educating Eudora to a certain station in life. And I will not have her throw it all away
Father,
now.
please, I'm sorry to interrupt you like this, but do you realize you've done nothing but insult Andy since the moment you walked into this house?
And if she hasn't the emotional stability to make the right decision, I'm perfectly capable of making it for her. Now, will you please get out of this house?
Father, you will not make this decision for me, because I'm going to marry Andy Hagen. Do you hear me? I'm going to marry him.
Eudora, you will agree that I know what is best for my own daughter.
No, Father, I don't agree that you know what's
All
best
right,
for me
I think
anymore.
we should all calm down just a little bit. You see, we both love you. It'd be nice, Professor, if we could be married here. Any day you say.
Oh, Andy, how wonderful. A wedding, Professor. You are the professor, aren't you? Well, I'm Mag Hagen.
Well, now you've met my family. What day would you suggest?
I'll be lecturing until Friday.
Oh, now, don't you worry. I've married off 2 nieces already. I'll get Dorleen ready, and then you can come back home after you've finished your speeches. Saturday's a good day for marrying, wouldn't you say? Oh, Dorleen, do you have your mother's wedding dress? I do think it's nice for a girl to be married in a mother's wedding dress, don't you?
Yes, I do. Don't you, Father?
Yes, I guess that might be appropriate.
Oh, Father. Oh.
You know, Eudora, your mother was just your age when we were married. Yes, I've often thought 29 was a suitable age for the wise choice of a mate.
Do you, Father? Do you know something else? I think just now I'm beginning to realize what Mr. Browning meant when he said, grow old along with me, for the best is yet to be. Oh, Andy. We've heard a quote from Mr. Browning tonight. Now I'd like to quote Mrs. Browning, Elizabeth Barrett. She once said, God answers sharp and sudden on some prayers and thrusts the thing we have prayed for in our face, the gauntlets for the gifted.